What is good, YouTube? Today we're going to be looking at Molly and My Meal and Real Pride by Kirby, recommended to me by this person. If you want me to listen to anything in the future, comment down below and I'll make sure to get to it. So as I said, first we're going to be looking at Molly My Meal by Kirby. I was going to react to this, but I just didn't end up getting to it. So let's hope that this turns out pretty well. It looks pretty interesting. Let's take a look.
There's a surge in demand.
Yeah, hey, silence isn't violence, might as well be close as fuck. Pull up, do some violence, if you run, you fall, you're fucked.
Why? He just seems like so soft and kind. Like this is such like a careful little like trinket. I like this sound, this beat sounds like a trinket, if you get what I'm saying.
Be close as fuck. Pull up, do some violence, if you run.
He just seems so careful and soft with his words. I could appreciate this.
You fall, you're fucked. I see super ultraviolet, that why Molly favorite drug. I see icy neck with no protect, I take it off a thug. She want sober sex with no protect, but don't want call it love. Fuck, empty bed with busy head, sleep better on a rug. Empty thirst from heated heads, cool down when filled with slugs, yeah.
He has such a kind of a melodic and soft tune that I don't normally hear. I think this is naturally his voice. You see with a lot of artists, they will manipulate their voice in a way that appeals to the music or just their sound. For example, Pretty Fun. For example, Lucy Bedrock. But I feel like here, this is kind of just a natural voice. And the other two examples, they do it differently. Like it's artificial. It's not their actual voice. And of course, that music is fantastic. But here, it's kind of interesting to hear somebody who just, it seems like they naturally just sound this way, yet they still have this unique voice, which is interesting.
It's cool down when filled with slugs, yeah. So I know my rights, you cannot search, smell not a cause no more. I've been buying pipes at gun shows, I don't steal out cars no more. Molly powder, yellow snow, I'm higher than a cosmonaut.
I like his mustache. I don't know. It's kind of a bit different. This is kind of unrelated, but at the same time, related in the sense that, like, I feel like in underground, we don't have enough sense of, like, differentiation within the people who are trying to get into the spotlight. Not so much the people who are already in the spotlight. Obviously, we have a very diverse, I mean, the underground in itself is very diverse in both characteristics and sound and everything. But to see people coming up in the underground who don't pull so much from other people and have like an original sound and hear an original look, I feel like that's very appealing to a new audience. I don't know, that's just my take. But anyways.
You got ops, so you should know lace shoes do not wear flippy flops. And your broke ass at the laundromat. Moving hot buying scales and gelatin capsules at the supermarket. Kill myself, the Molly touch my tongue because it's super tart. Feel myself, I'm proud because I'm young and I work super hard. Work for the government, I hate the government. It made me hate myself. She want a wife and I ain't want a husband. It made her hate herself. I'm up north, but I'm still on that southern shit.
Did he just add auto-tune to his mid-verse? Hold on, wait.
Super hard. Work for the government, I hate the government. It made me hate myself.
I've never seen an artist go from not using autotune in one half of the song to then using autotune. And it wasn't even like there was a beat switch or anything. He just did it out of free will.
Because it's super tight. Feel myself, I'm proud because I'm young and I work super hard. Work for the government, I hate the government. It made me hate myself. She want a wife and I ain't want a husband. It made her hate herself. I'm up north, but I'm still.
Bro, that is so hard. I've never seen that. He just switched between using autotune and not using autotune. That is so interesting. I mean, obviously you hear a lot of people like change their cadence mid-song, but I've never heard anybody like go from having autotune on and then off, or off and then on, and it still sound good. And I've never seen it in the first place of a switch mid-song.
That southern shit. Go T try to show my wealth. He got a gun, but he ain't try to bust it. I'ma take it and do it myself.
The pistol blowing, they fuck on your health. No serotonin, I fuck on my health.
Scars on my wrist, cause I can't ask for help. Tell a healthy bitch my dip at a kelp. Tell that nigga shit and he just said, well, punch him in this shit and leave him with welts. Acting like a kid, we hit him with belt. Club getting in, they ringing bells. Yo, I'm hot as shit, I'm hot as.
This is such a sick location, I will be honest. Like, I didn't even get to point this out. But it looks like this is, oh yeah, you can see in the background, Hollywood. So this looks like it's California. Also, in addition to this camera lens makes this look so like nostalgic and kind of old. Or I guess whatever effects they did it in post to the recording. But this is so interesting because just looking here, I would have guessed this was like a European country for some reason, but then obviously see the Hollywood. But it's very interesting. Like, I've just never seen this part of California in a way. Like, I didn't know it got this woodsy over in Hollywood.
yeah. Money, my meal, yeah. Pot of that pill, yeah. I'm just tryna feel, yeah. I made the bitch so well.
You're NYC, I'm a real Machiavelli. Kill a nigga for me, pay your bill. We got cash, we gon' bring in a bill. Yeah, you push up on me, hit a bill.
I got 2 high points in one jam. She saw me slide back into the lamb. It helped me slide right into her yams. I grant your wish if you rub on my lamp, bitch. I'm a bushwick, double check, not a man, bitch. They see shit, go check on her sandwich.
Bro, he is sliding. This is so interesting to look at because, first of all, he seems super comfortable just rapping on this beat. And then especially from the switch, there hasn't been like an awkward moment. Like going from no autotune to using autotune. First of all, both of them sound good. He could use it in a multitude of ways with it still sounding good, which is very like kind of surprising because I feel like people try to do a lot of different stuff. Like obviously as times come, people are going to try to do the next biggest thing. I'm not saying this is necessarily the next biggest thing, could be, but what I'm trying to get at is essentially a lot of people are trying to be different, but they can't really execute it well. But even something as simple as just going from no autotune to using autotune is very fascinating, and it still sounds good. And he was consistently able to like kind of switch his flows. I feel like in the beginning it was a little bit more slow paced. I might be forgetting it, but now it's this way more rapid, fast pace, yet still soft by the tone of his voice, which is very interesting.
You know to this shit, truffles on my sandwich.
Molly My Meal. That is the first song we're going to be looking at. Next song we're going to be looking at, Real Pride by Kirby. Let's get into the second reaction. First song was very good. I will admit, he did pull something out of his hat of tricks, if you want to call it that, from going from no autotune to using the autotune halfway through the song, and it's still sounding good. So I'm wondering if he does this again or something different. I'm interested.
I love you, Sanjay. The DJ named Kerber playing Shitty My Boy. Rubber band.
I ain't worried about the next guy. Then my ex had moved on fast, I got it.
Okay, no glaze. This might be one of the most versatile rappers I've heard in a minute. Hold on. First of all, same shooting location. Obviously not same shooting location, but it still looks like they're in California once again. Seems like where he's based out of.
The DJ named Kerber playing Shitty My Boy.
Joshua Tree, California. Right there.
Rubber band.
One thing I noticed off rip, immediate change in the editing style. Looks like this was taken on by an editor. Seems like the other one was probably also taken on by an editor, but this one was taken more as a creative project. The other one was just meant to be a music video, if that makes sense. There's a bit of differentiation there in my eyes. It looks like they're working with somebody right here. I guess we'll see them at the end. But yeah, so it looks like he's actually working with somebody who's editing this music video. First thing I see.
I ain't worried about the next guy.
This is what I'm talking about. He went from this soft, natural tone in the beginning, just kind of soft-spoken, a unique voice in the first song. Then he switches to autotune. However, his autotune didn't sound like this. So, like, that is what is so interesting to me right now. Because he has gone from no autotune to using autotune to then using a different sound within the autotune that sounds more aligned with the underground cadence, if you want to say. That is very interesting. I've never seen that before. I might be heavy glazing here. Obviously, there's tons of artists who are very talented and very versatile, but you don't normally see an artist who switches up their sound so much. He switched up his sound literally halfway between the last song, and he's completely changed the sound in this song. So that is very surprising.
Then my ex had moved on fast, I gotta hex the new guy. Come now, put me on my ass, I'm thinking about the next high. Licorice, I touch the sun, these jealous shoes is too fly. Then this bitch don't got no buzz, she just I think it's too tight. Drunk as fuck to overcome my problems, drinking moonshine. Lays out there like come a bum while I fuck up her inside. Talking to me like anyone, bitch, use your voice for insight. I'm out Colorado, bitch, my watch will be in mountain time. Drink straight out the bottle, watch the sunset from a mountainside. Since I turned 19, I think I just might grow to early crap.
Ooh, is that a 3D render? Or is that just an effect they put on? Okay, no, I think they filmed this, but for whatever reason, he kind of looks like a PS2 render from a video game. Also, this is super sick. The visuals are super cool. kind of, again, a little bit reminds me of the 2010 Justin Bieber, Lucy Bedrock video in the style of editing.
In a dream, I saw a being told me
Also, he is tearing at this beat. He is doing amazing right now. He is flowing. This is pretty hard, I'm not gonna lie.
there's no point to lie. I'm over the ring, last thing you seen was just a flashlight. Intent on trying me, you'll find your peace, cause that's your ass tonight. Bitch, I'm something like a king, I'm not no kid, won't be infantilized. She for the pretty things behind eyelids, and I get tantalized. Molly in my drink, the way I live, not close to real life. My uncle's in the clink.
That is once a word I've never heard in a rap song, or maybe ever from somebody's mouth. Tantalized. That's a good little piece of vocab right there. I don't know exactly what it means, but it sounds cool.
Got out and died, try to show him real pride. Bitch, I'm out this trash, to use your hand because it's tantamount. Knew I should've never held your hand at the paramount. How you ain't have my back, but you let me have your behind. Then my ex had moved on fast, I gotta hex the new guy. Come now, put me on my ass, thinking about the next time. When close to the blaze of grass.
One thing that I noticed between this video and the other video is that, like, again, like, they have this really cool filming. Like, I don't know if it's the lens, I don't know if it's the post editing of the video, but the lens and kind of just like the way that the video looks is so cool. I don't even know how to describe it. Like, it kind of reminds me of, I want to say, like VHS tape, you know, older camcorder kind of feel, and it very much aligns with the type of editing. Like, again, this looks like this like 2000s older graphic look. I feel like, again, you see that a lot in you know, these music videos from underground rap, if you want to call it underground. Okay, sorry. One thing that you see a big importance on is like this 2000s look. I feel like you see a lot of this like older 2000s media, Y2K, I guess you want to say, type of look in these music videos. I think it looks super sick when they do that.
Damn, this bitch don't got no buzz, she just about thick as too tight. Drunk as fuck to overcome my problems, drinking moonshine. Blaze I felt like come a bum while I fuck up her inside. Don't talk to me like anyone, bitch, use your voice for insight.
That was hard. Real Pride by Kirby. Looks like it was shot by Amor and edited by Sanjay. Okay. And then produced by Buliman. Okay, very interesting. That's super cool. I would have never guessed that it was produced by Buliman, because I don't really know what his producing sounds like, but nonetheless, I probably wouldn't have guessed that. Shout out Sanjay. And shooting by Amor, and of course the production by Buliman. I think they just pulled off something really cool here. I love this type of editing, and I love the consistency in the graphics, or at least the text graphics, because they seem to have used these two fonts and like coloring all throughout the entire music video, which I appreciate the consistency. Other than that, if you enjoyed this music video reaction, these two music videos will be linked down below in the description. Please subscribe. I'm trying to get to 1,000 before the end of the summer. That is my goal currently. And other than that, enjoy the rest of your days, ladies and gentlemen, and I'm out. Okay, I'm about to freestyle beat style, my meat style. Oh, and he gonna...